Hey everybody, thank you for showing up. I am so happy that you're here. I can't wait to tell you everything that I've created for this Coach Maximizer series. It's been definitely a work in progress. I've gotten a lot of feedback from the coaches who took it the first time. I've also just thought for myself about what I wanted to add to it to be able to give you as coaches more. So I'm really excited to tell you all about it. I would love to actually to know, where are you guys watching from? Go ahead and comment in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. I don't want it to go unnoticed and without being said that I know that a lot of people in California are being affected by the wildfires right now. And I also know that if you're in Louisiana, you have a hurricane or a tropical storm coming at you. So all those places are definitely in my thoughts and prayers today. And I hope that everybody is staying safe. Just a kind of a crazy year, right? And definitely a crazy weather year, and a lot of fires that I know too that were happening in Colorado as well, and all along the West Coast. So everybody from Washington to Oregon to California, especially California right now, Southern California, Orange County, I'm thinking about you guys. So thank you guys, Rachel and Spencer and Candace and Danny. Thank all of you guys for tuning in. Rachel May is from my hometown of Houston. I'm currently in Austin right now, where I don't know how this happened. It's like 30 degrees outside. So I seriously have no idea where that came from, and I'm not used to it at all. So hey Daniel, hey Shad, so good to see you. I just want to be able to get right into it. You're here to hear about my Coach Maximizer series. I name all my online courses Maximizer because I love to maximize knowledge, drills, skills, communication, body awareness, all the things. So maximize to me is one of my favorite words. And ironically, I took a strength finder test, I think about a year or two ago, and maximizer was one of my top 5 strengths. So I think there's like 50 or 60 strengths to after you take the test to be able to, that you can get paired up with or whatever. And maximize was one of my favorite ones. I love to maximize things, get the most out of somebody, get the most out of a course, over deliver. Like I'm just all like, maximize is just such a great word. So that's what I named this course. It's my second time running it, and I'm just making this one even better, adding to it, giving you more because the more that time goes by, the more that I have time that I'm still home and not traveling, and I can create things and hear feedback from you to give you the very best, because I know that at the end of the day, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want more information to be able to help your pitchers directly. So when I think about this course, I think about you, right? Your pitchers are working hard. You should be working hard too. I know what it's like to be in your shoes and to just want to follow different people on Instagram or search the internet, just or YouTube, and see what other people are coaching, to see how other people are wording things, what drills that they're using, what's popular right now, and what's in the coaching world. So I know your pitchers are leveling up, they're working hard, and you should too. I mean, if you are a coach, you just want the best for your pitchers. You want to grow, you want to expand your knowledge so that you can make them better, so that you can help make them better than you ever were as a player, than you ever were as a youth athlete, making them stronger, more confident. So when I put this together, I thought about, what if you as a coach could learn new strategies and motivation to help your players. When I think of strategies, I think of different ways that you can bring different drills to practice, different timing of the different drills that you need to bring into your practices, different verbiage for mechanics, different ways of looking at the pitching motion, different ways of just kind of like being a fly on the wall. Instead of you being the one to coach it, you're a fly on the wall where you can expand your knowledge for motivation, verbiage, different strategies to work with your pitchers. And two, I think that I never stop learning about pitching mechanics. I'm always wanting to learn more, wanting to understand more, wanting to hear how other coaches see things, and coach their pitchers so that I can expand my own ways, so that I can more easily identify mistakes, that I can more easily get through to a pitcher by simplifying pitching mechanics to her, so that they can have that, or she can have that aha moment, that I can say, yes, I got through to her. So I know that when I understand pitching mechanics better and I hear other people talk about them, I can communicate about them differently to my own pitchers. And two, I'm really big on this. I just made a post about it, but body awareness is so incredibly important. And to me, it's so under talked about and underused, whether you are a parent who coaches your daughter or whether you are a high school coach who works with different pitchers that are on your team, or a travel ball coach who works with pitchers. Body awareness is a key to common language and gaining a common way of communicating about pitching, whether a pitcher goes to Susie for lessons or she goes to Dave for lessons, and Dave and Susie kind of teach differently and you're stuck in the middle and you have to find a way to get through to them. Body awareness is huge for communication, for growth, for confidence, and just to feel like you're achieving. To not only feel like you can feel what you're doing, but to feel like you're achieving and moving forward. And most importantly, you want that body awareness and you want that competitive drive in a pitcher that she learns at practice to translate on game day. So I talked about the common language and just how important that is. And I think that another thing along with awareness that goes underused is video. Video. You have to be able to see what you're doing, to show a pitcher either side by side, comparing herself to her or herself to another pitcher that is her role model, what she's doing, where she needs to get better. Because if you can feel it, if you can have an awareness about your body as a pitcher and as a coach, if you can get through to a pitcher to feel it, then you can fix it. Then you can make an adjustment. So the more that you can feel it, the more that you're in tune with your body, not only can you make adjustments at practice, but most importantly, we can get through to them to make adjustments in the middle of a game. So I think that too, like the way that I coach through this series, it's great for all different types of mechanics, like I mentioned, and all different types of personalities, because we know as coaches, we're going to face pitchers that have sometimes they're hard to get through. Sometimes they're super athletic. Sometimes they have to learn athleticism, and sometimes their mechanics vary pitcher to pitcher. So I wanted to tell you now exactly what's included in this series. So I'm going to give you, let's see, Perry said, does everyone use HUDL? Oh, Cody Lyers, and that's interesting. That's a really great conversation for in the comments what you guys use to break down video. What's actually included is a lot. It's going to be over the span of 6 weeks that I give you all this different information. I have it's different modules, right? So 6 different modules. The first one is a general overview about pitching. The second one is foundation. The third one is accuracy. The fourth one is velocity. The fifth one is about challenges and competitions. And then the sixth one, which if you buy within the first 48 hours, I'll get to this in a minute, is about pitch calling. So here's specifically what is all included. So within those 6 modules, within this 6 weeks, I'm going to go over characteristics of a great pitching coach, share with you the ways that I've seen of being on the road with ESPN, talking to college coaches, really being in tune with what's going on in the college world, how pitching has evolved, because pitching's changed. And I think that I have such a leg up that I'm talking to coaches like Beth Tarina at LSU or Brittany Sneed at Baylor. I'm in Texas, so I'm thinking about my local coaches. So Jen Rocha at Oklahoma, they are talking to me about how they're training their college athletes, they're training their pitchers, how they are responding to the changes in offenses and scouting and so on and so forth. So different ways that pitching has recently evolved and how important that is for you to communicate to your pitchers. And then 15 pitching strategies, some that I love and some that I'm for sure against. I want to share those with you because if you follow me, I am not a cookie cutter type pitching coach. And I'm usually not against very much, but there are definitely some things that I am for sure against. And there aren't very, like I said, I'm not cookie cutter. And usually I can always see both sides to every story, but there's there's a few that I'm for sure against, and I will share those with you inside of the Coach Maximizer course. So, okay, then I'm also going to go through the must incorporate coaching philosophies for pitchers, and then also the most important coaching philosophies. So must incorporate, and then also most important coaching philosophies. So a lot of different philosophies that I can go through, and that's where it kind of takes on the philosophies and strategies of how to work with your pitchers. I also just really break down my success cycle for an unbreakable pitcher. And I kind of talk to you, especially if you're a coach that's working with a lot of different pitchers, about the importance for you to come up with a guide, a plan for pitchers to follow so that they feel like they have a track, that everybody feels like they're on the same page and are confidently going in the right direction or in the same direction. Just showed you that one. Sorry. Then I'm going to give you keys to coach accuracy, ways to create competitions and challenges, workout ideas, and then everybody's favorite is the fact that there's over 50 drills that I'm going to end up sharing with you throughout the entire 6 weeks. I think it might be closer to 60 as it goes. I'm like, oh, I forgot this one. I want to share this one. Or, oh, like I need to be able to get this one through to them. So over 50 drills that you guys will cover foundation, accuracy, and velocity. A good mix of everything with those planned workout ideas and drill ideas. So also talk about body awareness measurement. I told you there's a lot. Body awareness measurements, how I measure body awareness, which I think is a big thing that makes me different as a coach and trying to work with pitchers and get through to them to feel their own body awareness. And I also go through my own slow motion video that I know that a lot of you guys have seen on YouTube, where it breaks my pitch down in 1,000 frames per second. I talk about mechanics in that video and point out the most important mechanics, as well as give you 6 different check positions that you should be looking for with your pitchers to compare them of, okay, are they getting to these certain spots? And in these certain spots of the video, like when I check at these 6 different spots, what should I be checking for? Where should they be? What should it look like? And I'll also going to tell you how to build my signature balance beam, which I know that a lot of you guys have seen me post about online. I love my balance beam. It's safe, it's sturdy, it works, it has great, just it gives you great body awareness and works on balance all at the same time in core. So I'll also talk to you about 8 ways to coach mechanical keys for velocity, biggest things that hold pitchers' velocity back, which you're going to want to see that. And then also mechanical check-ins to help improve accuracy. Then the bonus, and this is truly a bonus because I feel like you give a good, when you see my Foundation Maximizer course and you see how I've coached in there, you get good insight to my progression for how I coach pitchers. So you can take a look, kind of see it from the other side of how, if you were a pitcher, how I would coach you and the progression that I would help coach a foundation. And then finally, remember, this is a fast action, 48 hours only. If you buy the Coach Maximizer series today or tomorrow, this will end on 10/29, which is the end of Thursday. You also get an extra module. So the 6th module that is all about pitch calling. You guys, I heard so much from you. You inspire me so much to give you more. And one of your biggest things was I want to learn more about pitch calling. I want to know more about pitch calling. So I wanted to bring that to you and make it a bonus, especially if you sign up in the next 48 hours, you will get access to that. So pretty awesome. So all in all, that's my Coach Maximizer series. It includes a lot, and I'm sure wait, I couldn't catch everything that she just said. So here is the link. You can officially buy it. This is the first time during this period that you're going to be able to buy my Coach Maximizer series. I just put it in the comments. And like I said, you get tons of information, and it's awesome. I get really, really excited about it because I put myself in your shoes and I think about what you want to hear. I know James just asked, in your opinion, which should come first, velocity or accuracy? I really go in depth about that. That's a big part of my success cycle that I mentioned, the order which those things should happen. Very, very quickly, without going into super a lot of detail about it, foundation, accuracy, and then velocity. So I choose that. I think it's most important that accuracy comes before velocity. I know that that's like something a lot of people like to give their opinion on, but to me, if our number one job is to throw strikes as a pitcher, we have to throw strikes. I know a lot of pitchers who their dads told them and when they were growing up that the most important part was to have velocity, and then guess what? They threw hard, but they walked a lot of players or a lot of hitters in travel ball, and then guess what? That habit, it didn't stop when they got to college. So we can't give free passes. The hitters are way too good. The offenses are way too good. So I personally say the accuracy comes before velocity. And I think too, there is a way to mesh both working on velocity and accuracy at the same time and keeping a pitcher's confidence up and keep her to throw strikes. So yeah, Judd agrees. Hi, Hillary. And so then James, thank you so much. Hi, Bruce, by the way. If you guys have any questions, I would love it if you put them in the comments. You can also find the link to the Coach Maximizer course in the comments right now. You can read more about it. You can go and sign up for it. And don't forget that there's a 48-hour bonus that is just for you, all about pitch calling. And something that I want to say too is that this coach course, I call it coach course because I'm coaching you, and a lot of people who take it are coaches, but are like a team coach for a high school or a travel ball coach or a private lessons coach who just wants to learn more. But I consider a coach any adult that makes an impact on a pitcher, any adult that supports a pitcher, so that communicates with the pitcher. If you're impacting a pitcher in any way, if you are somebody, an adult who she looks up to, who she is listening to, you're a coach, whether you call yourself that or not. And so I know a lot of parents end up taking this because outside of lessons, outside of team practice, you're the coach. On the 4 other days that you're working with your pitcher at home, and a pitcher needs that support, by the way. They need that support system at their house because pitching is so hard. So who else is the coach? You are, the parent. Parents benefit so much from this course because it helps create a common language with their daughter. It lowers the frustration that they're getting when they're communicating with their daughter at home. And they're able to see pitching in a new light where they really feel like they can help. They can help their daughters grow at home, where it doesn't just have to be at lessons. It doesn't just have to be at team practice. It doesn't just have to be at games, but in all that other time, a parent is the support system. A parent is the coach for pitchers. And a pitcher needs it. I think maybe if you play shortstop and you just hit, a parent can be a little bit more hands off and is not needed that much. But for a pitcher, you have to have that support system at home. Somebody, I don't care if it's your older brother, your older sister, your cousin who used to pitch, your aunt who helps you. It can be anybody. I say parents, but any adult figure that is in a pitcher's life is extremely important, and communicating with them all the time. And it's just so critical that you have that support system and that person knows what they're doing. What kind of assistance do we get when we buy the coach package? So Jay, I think your question is like, do you have access to ask me questions? And so yes, inside the course, you can ask me questions whenever. I'm very available in there. You can email me. If you have any questions or need extra help, I am fair game. And you can ask me questions whenever you want, all throughout the course. One of the most important bonuses that I didn't tell you, I forgot, and I can't believe that I forgot, is you have lifetime access to this information. So when you join this Coach Maximizer series, you literally are joining a community of coaches, with myself included, and you're in that community and can use that community and bounce ideas off of each other and bounce ideas off of me as many times as you want. This Coach Maximizer course, not only does it have the lifetime, I say course, but series, lifetime access, you also, it includes, there's an app that comes with it, so you can access it on your phone from whenever, view the drills, view my videos, kind of, you can pull up the workouts that I'm going to give you whenever you want. Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I definitely will. I'll stay here for as many questions that you have and be able to help you as much as I possibly can. I'm really, 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 really excited about this. I just am very happy with what I've put together, and I learned a lot, and I'm always one that is pushing for more. I always want to grow myself. I'm probably like you, or I hope I'm like you, where I always want to grow. I always want to learn more. I always want to give more. I always want to over deliver, because I was that pitcher that, like, I wanted people to trust in me. I wanted people to believe in me. I wanted to come through. So I'm still that same way as a coach, where I don't want you to look at, I just would kill me. And I haven't heard feedback from this where you're like, oh, that's it. Nobody's ever said that. People have really loved the information that's in this series, and they really, really feel like they've benefited from it, and it's helped them look at pitching differently. I know there was a baseball coach who, he was a baseball coach, and then he transitioned to a softball coach. There were actually, I think, a few of those that were in the last series, and he really, really benefited from it, just saw pitching in a different way, and it helped him just more clearly understand what to look for, ways to communicate with his pitchers, and ways to work. I think, too, ways to work with females, ways to work with young girls to help keep their confidence up. It's just so important. It's a different way, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to be like, just start any type of identity politics here, but truly, I think that there is a different way to speak to young girls in order to help them feel confident, to help them feel like they can do it, to help them feel like they can compete, to help them feel like they can do hard things. And pitching's a hard thing, and we as a coach have to be able to get through to them. Will this course teach spin control and technique of the advanced pitches like rise and screw? Good question, Judd. And Spencer, yep, there's an email coming out, I think right now, actually, if you're on my email list. I think it was set to 12:30 Central Time. Judd, you can, this course really has a lot of detail about, my mind kind of works in a progression, right, Judd? So like, I have to do this before I do this. I have to do this before I do this. And so for me, it was super important when I created the series originally to do foundation first, because if you don't have a foundation, if you don't have a strong foundation, if you can't coach a strong foundation, then movement pitches don't matter. Then teaching velocity doesn't matter. So that is, and my success cycle and this progression is literally like the bottom line of how I coach. So foundation first, then accuracy, and then velocity. Like a lot about that. And then when you go, Judd, to check out, you have the option, because I know that for some people they didn't want that, and some people do. You have the option to buy intro to movement pitches, which is just a little add-on whenever you go to check out. So I forgot to say that, because there's so much going on in this Coach Maximizer series, and there's so many bonuses. There's so much that I coach you on. But thank you, Judd, for reminding me about that intro to movement pitches, where I go over rise, drop, curve, and change up is something that you can add on. You guys, it's so hard, and I think that like a lot of people just take it for granted. It's so hard to compile all of this information I have in my head and be able to disperse it to you in a way that I know that you'll understand, in a way that I know that you'll benefit from, because I think that we could technically probably have like a year-long course of pitching with all the information that I have in my head. So what I've come up with is a ton of information that I put into a course where I'm continuing to add on and help you understand the order that it needs to be taught in, the order that will be the best for your pitchers, where you'll continue to help get the most out of them and make them the most confident, and giving you the information that you absolutely need. Pat, my daughter and I work closely with a pitching coach, but we do a lot on our own. Can we share the maximizer information so that we stay on the same page? Yeah, for sure. I find that that a lot of my stuff, whether it's my Coach Maximizer course or my Foundation Maximizer course, which is specifically for the pitchers, I find that oftentimes it builds a bridge, it closes a gap, it really helps a pitching family, a pitcher and her parents, or a pitcher and her dad or her mom work with the coach that they work with at lessons. Like, it just kind of enhances everything. And usually the coach that they go to is super familiar with my teachings and the way that I coach, what I bring to the table. And so usually it just like it enhances, I feel like is probably the best word for it, Pat, that you can talk about that information and share it and communicate with your pitching coach. I think that communication is always the best option. If you guys have any other questions, again, it's going to cover the course or span over 6 weeks. And it'll be 6 different modules. Each week we'll release a new module of information, and we'll go a little bit at a time so that you don't feel super overwhelmed from the very beginning. And if you purchase it in the first 48 hours, so from now until 10/29 end of day, you're also going to get an extra 6 module that's all about pitch calling. All about pitch calling. I was sitting here just trying to think, oh my God, I want to give this all this information. It's so hard for me. It's so hard for me because too, I'm just one person. So you guys, I'm like creating all of this by myself. And I definitely have people in my life and in my world who help me. But when it comes down to creating the content, creating the information, creating the courses, it's me speaking right to you, thinking about what you would benefit from the most in order to help your pitchers, in order to grow, to think differently, to bring different strategies to your own practices or your own pitching world. Thanks, Judd. I appreciate the question. Any other, Judd, this is, I want to like put exclamations next to this. There is a ton of psychology in pitching. So true. So true. And I think too I was a pitcher. And now I'm a coach. So I truly get both sides of things. And I think that my unique experience is the fact that as a pitcher myself, I played a lot of different roles. And at the end of the day, like, I think that you guys might see me as this really confident, like, entrepreneur, coach, ESPN broadcaster. But at the end of the day, like, I had to train myself to believe in myself. That's not something that comes natural for me. It's my first instinct is to think that I can't do something. And so I've been through a lot, like, emotionally, and I think too a big part of that was the fact that I hit and I pitched. So I took on a lot. I got down on myself very easily. So I understand what it's like to be a pitcher who at times doesn't feel confident, at times wants to quit. And then now, so I saw that as a pitcher and a player, right? But now I see it from the other side of being a coach who has pulled other pitchers into more confidence, understood what it took to communicate with them, to get the most out of them, and to show them I cared, and to believe in them, and to be their biggest cheerleader. All the things that I think are important things and characteristics that go into being a great pitching coach, whether you are a travel coach working with pitchers, a high school coach working with pitchers, a private lessons coach working with pitchers, or, like I said before, a parent who works closely with pitchers. You are a coach. You might not call yourself that, and I never called my coach Coach Mom or Coach Dad. And honestly, when I was a pitcher, like, I didn't want to believe that they were also coaching me because I was just stubborn that way. But I guarantee my dad could go and give pitching lessons. He doesn't, but he could. So could my mom. They're coaches. They could be coaches. And as a parent, it is critical that you're on the same page as your daughter and investing in yourself to help her and work with her and not work against her. It kills me when I hear coaches say throw strikes. They yell, throw strikes. I know. Will the Coach Maximizer course cover everything included in your foundation course? So the foundation course that you get access to is like a small, like, it's a bonus. Like, it's a very, like, kind of like I just want to give you this so you can see how I coach. Everything else, like, goes deeper and is more of like a coach perspective. About being a great pitching coach, about communication, about things to look for, about trying to think about how to coach accuracy, coach velocity, get more out of your pitcher, how to keep her more confident, how to keep her more mentally tough. So, I mean, it does, JR, I guess a little bit, but that's not like, I don't want you to think that that's the foundation course. I'm just like kind of repurposing it. You get it, but it's just so much more. 6 modules that are in addition to, there's just so much information. So it's not just a foundation course. It definitely, that's what I teach. So the progression of the foundation, how to build a strong foundation, but just much more deeper into mechanics, things to look for, video analysis, ways to coach accuracy, ways to get more out of velocity. It's a lot. It's definitely helps the foundation course, but it's a lot. Let me know, JR, if you have another question off of that, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer anything and share. I want you to feel comfortable. I will say probably 20% of the coaches who took the course the first time also have like taken all my their daughters are in my foundation course. Sorry, I knew that was happening. UPS is here. They're in my foundation course, they're in my accuracy and velocity course, and their parents end up taking this course in order to help get more out of all those other courses or more out of the foundation course and get through to them. So nobody was like, oh, I don't even know why I took this Coach Maximizer course because I have the foundation course. Sorry, I knew that was. I'm muting, hold on. He gets very protective when UPS or FedEx comes. But anyway, so I hope that answers your question. Sometimes the best sessions are more talking about pitching than the actual. Yes, exactly. I totally agree. And if you know this comment for sure. Parents are a great resource. There, I said it. Absolutely, Perry. Do you guys have any other questions? Because if not, I'm going to hop off. If you think of anything, I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live at 7 p.m. Central tonight where you can join. If you're on my email list, you will have an email in your inbox that tells you everything. And you can also get the link to the course right here. I appreciate all of you guys hopping on to learn about this and be here and support your pitchers and know that you guys play a really, really big part in your pitcher's life, and that shouldn't go unnoticed. That shouldn't go underestimated. If you are somebody that communicates with the pitcher in any way, you're important. You are affecting her confidence for better or for worse. And so it's super important that you're making sure that what you're putting out there, the words that you're using, everything that you're doing is helping to lift her up instead of pull her down, maybe even without knowing. Communication is super important. The psychology of pitching could be a course all in itself. But yeah, if you guys end up having any more questions, feel free to email me or message me on here or put them in the comments. But thank you for sharing this time with me, and join me at 7 p.m. if you want to hang out even more. And I hope that I will see you in the Coach Maximizer series. You can buy it now. It's officially official, public for the first time. You can now purchase it and get that fast action bonus about pitch calling for the next 48 hours. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for being you and giving me the best ideas to help support you and serve you. Okay, bye.